Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm talking to you this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. I'm going to talk to you very briefly about a situation that took place in the United States. And I hadn't talked about it, followed it, was aware of it before I left the United States. And I'm deeply heartbroken by it. And I just needed to chime in because they had, I don't know, a week or two ago, they had some results. And what I'm talking about is the Ahmaud Arbery case. All right. My apologies go out to the family of that young man or that brother, child of mine, and a child of the other men in the world, African black men. Deeply, deeply hurt and saddened by that situation. And again, I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to you, the mother and the father and the friends and families and lovers and soulmates of that young man. I wasn't really going to speak on it, but something that needs to be said. And again, my apologies. And so what I'm about to say, I hope in no way is hurtful to you, because it's not a. I'm talking to the parents. It's not a television show. It's not entertainment. It's none of that. It's somebody's life. It's real. So they found these people, W's, guilty. And for the families, again, what I'm about to say has no reflection on you. I love you. I love you, and I love your son. I'm sadly and deeply disappointed that we as men are in a position where these things are happening, and we face great challenges trying to stop them. And those of us who are with courage, there's some fellas went down there with some courage, and so I'm about to say what I'm about to say again. Please understand, I love you, and I'm deeply hurt that this happened to you. It could happen to any one of our children. I have children too. Okay, so let me just tell you, guilty verdict means nothing to me. Nothing. Nothing. There's no justice. None. You understand? None. Now I don't, the family, people, us, me too, limited in what we can say, because these people have put together and organized and related themselves in such a way that we face consequences when we say what we want to say. See, I said something a long time ago, but in W world, and I had to face consequences. Consequences that I got children too, that could hurt them. A little different situation. I'm still in a very dangerous situation where I am, because these people can enact policies and regulations to prevent you from saying what you want to say and how you want to say it. So let me just say something. See, we won't see him again. Can't touch him, can't kiss him, can't hug him, can't love him. And you want to tell me that some justice was done? No, there's no justice. See, when you organize a system of laws that you call laws, just a word, made up, with rules and regulations by people who are in control of those rules and regulations, then you can make the law fit any way you want to. Look, don't you... These people, their own, one of the lawyers for one of those people said the law was made up for situations like these. He was so true. I don't spend a lot of time recording, but that's what he said. And he was right. See, if you come from someplace else and you come to a place, there are people there, and you want what those people have, land, resources, food, then you organize yourself and all of your people, the people that you know, people who are willing to take other people's lives. You organize them and you set out with a plan and an agenda to do some harm to people. And then when you do that, you organize yourself with your media, your press, your papers, your books, your magazines. And then you spread that information. You disseminate that information to the people. So that those people believe that you are a legitimate organization with the best interest of the public in mind. And you make sure that you emphasize that the public includes all people. So then when you have these laws, these rules that you say are here to protect everyone, when they don't protect everyone, and we have an incident like our good brother that lost his life to these demons, that took his life. When you have laws in place that say, well, let the system handle it. Well, let due process take its course. And now we have a verdict, justice has been served. Now we can't see him again. There's no justice. The fact that Emmett Till, many years ago, and countless numbers of others, have had to endure this ongoing assault against our children. And you want me to believe year after year after year after decade after decade after century with this same process that you say, let it take its place, let it be justice. You're repeating the same thing over and over again. And no justice. So I just wanted to come out, because I had to talk about it because my eyes are open and clear. You're not going to tell me that the sun is blue. And I look up at it and you tell me again it's blue. And after you tell me over and over and over and over again, then all of a sudden I go, oh yeah, you know what? I think the sun is blue. No justice. No justice. No justice. So, brothers, we have to understand that there are very serious things taking place. There are very serious things taking place. And at some point, things have to change. They have to change. It is obviously clear to each and every one who has a reasonable mind that the repetitive nature of what is taking place against our children, our women, and our men is never, ever going to change. They're just going to give you a nice fancy slogan, one right after another. One right after another. And all of these people, like I told you before, who come before us and tell us, okay, all right, we did all right. And okay, we got some justice. We can't see these people again. Can't see them. So there are things that you know have to be done, must be done. And remember, here's the crazy thing. The thing I'm talking about that must be done is what they say they're doing. But if we come and we talk about it and we say, well, okay, this and that and this and that needs to be done, then remember that media program I was telling you about? See, if we say it, then it's a problem. It's a problem. You get tired, man. You get tired. So, again, it's a people who just organize themselves in such a way that they put rules, and they call them things, laws, regulations, policy, you name it, whatever. They put those things in place so that they have a means when they have a means of escaping their own rules and regulations when those regulations are violated by one of them. And so, they have to do it. They have a real tricky thing that they have to do. They have to convince you that, well, no, that's just that one individual. That's just that one individual. They have to convince you that the others, the rules that they make, that they're here to help you. They're here to help us all. But it's a strange coincidence that those rules are not preventing what happened to our dear brother. I love that brother. I love that brother. And let me tell you a story. Let me tell you something that happened. This is before I left. Young brothers where I lived. I love these brothers. They would come and they were garbage men. They would come and take trash away. Honorable brothers, young brothers, 20, 21, 22, 23, trying to survive in this capitalist system that these people put together. Capitalism. These young boys working hard, they're not bothering nobody, being good. So they come by, they come pick my trash up. I see them, I love them. So every now and then I try to, hey man, here, take this with you, brother. I appreciate you. They come and they do things for me. Here, man, look, take this with you. I appreciate what you're doing. I love you, man. I'm here for you. So one day they come to me and they tell me that they're... Now this is a W neighborhood. Unfortunately, I grew up there. My parents lived there. W neighborhood. They come up to me and they tell me, man, do you know this truck? There's a truck, and it's this color and it looks like this. And I was like, nah, I haven't seen that. And they said, well, this dude came up to us and he told us, y'all in the wrong neighborhood. And we were like, what are you talking about? And now these brothers in the wrong neighborhood, dressed in their uniform to take away the trash in the neighborhood, working with the big truck. You understand? With the big truck, the garbage truck, working. Brother rolls up to him, W dude, and he tells him, okay, y'all in the wrong neighborhood. And they're like, what are you talking about? He said, don't you know you're in the wrong neighborhood? I could kill you here. This is what he tells them. And so they ask me, because, they're like, hey, man, let's get the stuff, get on out of here. They just turn and walk away. Because they don't mean no harm. Now, they're not afraid now. Now, don't misunderstand. See, now they have courage. But, see, the tactic and schemes of terrorism by people to frighten other people, that was employed against those young boys. And that's been a history of that, taking place over and over again. So they tell me about it. So, sometimes you have to let the people know that there are consequences for those actions. You don't just come and threaten the young boys. Now, see, I'm not a young boy, so you're not gonna walk up to me and just behave like that. Now, that's not to say they won't, because they will. But they have to understand, and they know there's probably going to be a different reaction. You've been living a little bit longer. Now, in that neighborhood, obviously, the people in the neighborhood, I lived there for a number of years, they know me. They know my attitude, my demeanor. They tell you, so all you people who say, no, it's just these individuals. Okay. So I'm in this neighborhood. Now, I told you they did that to them boys. So, you have to let the people know that, no, we're not all going, just say, okay, you can do whatever you want to do, and there's no consequences. Okay? So, again, it's freedom. It's limited freedom here, so I can't tell you the result. But I remember Malcolm X, after he had left the Nation of Islam, I think he said something like, if something happened to some kids or somebody somewhere in one of the W cities, because it's just been going on for, what are you talking about, 50, 60 years ago. This has been going on for a long time, and it's been going on for a long time, and listen, it's not going to stop. Know that. It's not going to stop. So Malcolm said he sent a letter to the people responsible for the harm that had been done to the brothers or the sisters, whoever they had harmed. And he said something to the effect that he would use maximum retaliation, because he's not held back by, the organization that he was a part of at the time. Now, I'm not telling you I did anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, there are people who understand that it's not going to stop. Do you understand? They're not going to stop. The mythology that is put forth that says we all love each other, we're all one, multiculturalism, freedom. I'm telling you to consider that if that were the case, then why are we watching over and over again, decade after decade, century after century, the senseless murder, and remember, they found guilty for the murder of our babies, not children, not women. So men, gotta open your eyes, gotta think about what's happening. Organize yourselves. We have to do it. We have to do it. Organize ourselves. Now be careful. Listen, understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying organize yourself. But even if you say that, if you do that, that's considered bad. It's by those people. You know, it's considered bad. I remember hearing, and I didn't look it up, so I don't really know if it's true. But if any of you know, let me know. They were saying that Martin Luther King's, you know, he died or whatever. And by the way, has anybody noticed this? Because for me, it's very, very peculiar. There's this famous photo that these people show. They roll it out. They roll out this photo, and in this photo, you got 3, 4 people. I think Jesse Jackson is one of them.